All right, here's part two. For part two, we're going to do questions number 2 and 3. So let me look at the instructions to make sure I don't miss anything. They want us to find oh, here it is, steps for 2 and 3. Identify the graph, identify whether the graph has a positive or negative, the vertex, the axis of symmetry, domain or range, and say whether it has a minimum or maximum. Okay, so I would do that now. And all the steps are actually listed right here to the right, but it's always good to double check your questions, okay? All right, so with that being said, let's jump right into it, okay? I don't think I need this here, so I'm just going to delete it. Hope it doesn't make a mess. Let me see, maybe it did make a mess. So I'll just leave it. Yeah, that's good now. All right, so for question number 2, I want to graph this one, right? So for this one, it doesn't ask me to do the axis of symmetry, so I'm just going to use my graphing calculator for this one. So they want me to graph and see if it's positive. So I will go to Desmos now. All right, so for this part, we're going to go over question number 2. So the first thing I want to do is I'm actually going to just pull out Desmos right here. I'm going to graph it, y equals to x squared. I do shift 6. And then I want to do minus 8x plus 13. Okay, so I see my graph right here popping out, right? I want to know the vertex for -3. Okay, and then is this open up or down? Well, I see that it opens up, so it's gonna have a minimum. So I highlight that one, go to this tool here, highlight it. Okay. What else? Let me see. So I know this one has a positive a value, so I'm gonna highlight that as well. And then let me see. Okay, we have to say this positive or negative, so I'm just gonna type it positive. All right, AOS means axis of symmetry. So I know the vertex is 4 here, so I'm just gonna put the vertex is 4, -3, so we can write the x component of the vertex, which will be 4. The domain is going to be, well, you guys know the domain, right? So for this one here, it's a parabola that opens as a parabola that opens all the way to infinity, right? So then I will be all real numbers, okay? So for that one here, we can put all real numbers. I wanted to show you this. There, see? Now open all the way to infinity. So the domain will be all real numbers. If you want to underline, you can do highlight it and then do Control U. Okay, the range. Well, the range, I can actually get that after I do the graph, but I actually have the graph right next to me here. So I know the range will be anything that is above this minimum here, right? So I can actually demonstrate you by saying, okay, y is gonna be, here, I'll do it the way you would do it, greater than or equals to -3. You see how the range covers all that, right? So anything above this line will be the range. So let's put that right here. So y is gonna be greater than or equals, right? So I'm gonna get that symbol from here, there, greater than or equals -3, because that's the minimum value. Oh, and then you just type the actual value. Put negative. That's pretty much it. All you have to do now is insert the graph, put enter there. You want to make sure that you are in the middle, okay? And then you go to your Desmos here and you want to share this one here, right? So maybe don't show that one. If you want to show the axis of symmetry, you can. You want to type that by just putting x equals 4. X equals 4. And if you want to be super fancy and you just wanted to show like from -5 to like 15, you can do that as well. You can do domain such that the x is between -5 and +15. And let me see. Oh, sorry, that's your y. There, your y is between -5 and +15. And there it is, right? You want this a dotted line. There it is. And maybe you can do this one -10. There, that's pretty good. Right, now you're ready to share it. And then you can just export, download. You can do, put Desmos here, number 2. Actually grab it and just put it in there. And there it is. Make sure you do this here. And then now you can move it right there. Make it a little smaller. Make it fit there. And there, you're done with that one. Okay, let's do the last one here. Now for the last one, I'm just going to hide this. Okay, and I'm gonna do this one here. Okay, so this one I see is negative. You can highlight it. Right, and you can just type negative if you want to. And the vertex, what's the vertex going to be? You can find it by doing -b/2a, right? Let's do it, even though they didn't tell us to do that. You can put, well, b is gonna be 0, so 0 divided by anything will be 0. So I know my x component is gonna be 0 here. And I know this graph, if x is 0, 0 squared will be 0, negative. Doesn't do anything to the 0, it just remains at 0. So then 0 minus 9 will be -9. So the vertex in this case will be 0, -9. But that's fine. If you didn't know that, you can just graph it here, right? You can just put negative x squared minus 9. And there it is. You see that, right? And that's the, and then you have to know whether it has a minimum or maximum, right? So the axis of symmetry will be 0, 9. I'm sorry, it will be just 0, right? It's just the x component of the vertex, which is right there. And then the domain, well, we know the domain, it opens downward. Any parabolas in this case will be all real numbers. So we just put that there. I can just probably just copy paste this right here. There. The range is gonna be, you know, it's opening downward. So it's gonna be, let me demonstrate here what it looks like. Y is less than or equals to what, -9? Yeah, so be anything below the line. I don't like this color. Let's put the, yeah, see anything below right here, the line, right? So let's go ahead and put that here. The range will be all the values of y such that y is less than or equals to -9. Remember this symbol, you can get it from the top, or get it from here. Let me get it from there. Okay, less than or equals to -9, and this one has a minimum or maximum. What do you guys think? Has a minimum or maximum? All right, so this one, it looks like it has a maximum. So you just highlight this one right here, highlight it, there we go. and then just type the actual value, which is -9. Okay, now you're ready to do the graph. You can just go, I don't think I need to show the shading, so I'm just gonna take that away. Now, if you wanna show some points, I may wanna graph it like with the table like that. That'd be a little better so that you can see that you know the points there. I wanna zoom in a little more. You see the points there, right? Okay, and then I can actually transfer this. I can do the share button, export image, and I still don't like this one, so let me see if I can actually export the image. Yeah, that's a little better. So export this image, and look what happened. I can actually do some magic. Just put it in there. So if you have double screen, you can do that. All right, and then I can make this one here. Well, not double screen, split screen, right? You don't need double screen for that, just split screen. And this is just, look what it is, you guys. This is just one, another one. It's just the same computer, but it's just, I split it into two. I just took out the tab here, and then I put it side by side. So there it is. Look at that. I just finished. Insert your graph here. I don't know why this one didn't populate, but let me see if I can do this. There we go. And that is my answer for question number 3. Okay, so those are all the answers. This one was a little harder because you had to do the steps. I mean, if you were just to use Desmos on this one, it would be super easy, right? So that is it for this video. Okay, thank you guys for watching.